A big hit for me this summer has been this board right here, the TwinStitch, which is a combination of two different boards. I'll get to that in a second. But it's a high performance twin fin, so modernized twin fin, or 2+1. Looks like it's a thruster setup, but you can ride it as a twin fin or twin with a small trailer. Some people even ride it with a thruster setup on it, but it's pretty much like a 2+1 MR style twin fin setup. And you see it's got high performance lines to it. The nose is a little bit fuller in the nose, just for that, you know, easy in, that twin fin thing. Twin fins are what you ride just to loosen things up, free things up, carry speed, have a lot of drive, but drive with looseness at the same time. So it sounds like a oxymoron or something that doesn't jibe, but that's what twin fins do. They go super fast and drivey, but when you go to turn them, they lay over nice and easy. And I push the fin cluster back on these, like front fin's back, back fin up, so they're tighter. And so that gives it a bit more grip since you're reducing the hold of that center back fin. And also has a other side thing of just making it work for a narrow tail of a performance twin. When you cluster the fins tighter, you pull a tighter arc. So if you have a bigger fin on the side, further back, fins pulled tighter, it's going to lay over on rail quicker because of the narrower tail. It's going to drive harder because you have more area on your fin. So more area is more leverage on your rail as you're driving through the turn. And then you reduce drag by making that center fin small or gone or not there at all. And so it's just a really great high performance summertime board. And you can ride it even when the waves get good. I found this, it's like, shoot, I'm just going to stay on it. But the original intention was that same twin fin intention you have when you do boards like this is, hey, when it's just so-so, I want to get on something fun and just have fun and speed around and go fast. But this turned into way more than I anticipated. So it's a really good all-around board, but its main intended purpose is something that makes the smaller summertime days a lot of fun and makes it real speedy, and yet you can still surf in the pocket and very high performance on it, and release the tail, release the fins. And the first one of these I made was actually for Peter Mendia, who, if you've seen his type of surfing, it's like power broker extraordinaire. He's not typically like, oh yeah, twin fin guy, you know, light-footed, skatey, cruising around. That's not Pete. He's like full attack mode, you know, baring your teeth, gouging the rail, and needs a board that will hold. And the first one he tried, we actually did just a straight twin fin, and I had him try it even before I tried it, and I'll never forget, we went and surfed, and he went like crazy on it, tons of speed, and he was doing big hacks, and I was like, wait a second, is he? I knew he was on the new twin fin, but I'm like, is he though? Did I do something? Is it another board? Because it's not surfing like a twin fin. So that was a really cool story with this for the first test mission. Would have a full power surfer, gougeaholic, go ride, you know, a glidey, skatey twin fin and have it hold. And one of the things why was a contributor to that, as well as Pete being a phenomenal surfer and knows how to use his rail, but was what I did were most twin fins are like flat bottoms or flat to V bottoms or subtle single to doubles with V, that kind of a setup. This, I dug out the whole bottom and cut it out really deep like a jet stream, a more high performance shortboard design that I put in more high performance boards for good waves and more cupped out bowly waves. I went ahead and put that into a flatter rocker twin fin style board, and it gives an incredible hold. And so for power surfers that want something free, you don't have to shy away from twin fins no more. And for normal people, you can have a twin fin that you can throw into a normal turn and it's going to hold it because of the way the fins are clustered, the narrower tail, as well as a big player in the whole part of the game is this heavier concave. I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but it's really dug out, and it's dug out from here, the nose. No flatness for the whole board. It's dug out from the nose all the way through and off the tail. It's even got a little slot channel off the tail just for a little bit of water release. to funnel out all that heavy concave, because that compresses a lot of water. So you have, my one friend Ricky, he calls this the exhaust pipe. So that exhaust pipe bleeds out some of the water off the tail. And so that's this puppy, and it's called the TwinStitch because it combines twin fin, performance twin fin, with the rocker of the Zip Stitch. And the Zip Stitch is a super high performance but grovel board for smaller scale, like about this size and under. And I borrowed that same stringer line rocker. So this rocker, right down the center, like that spinal column. It's got like the same spine as the Zip Stitch, but then I just put a twin fin outline on it, and I kept really heavy concaves. And so that's why it's called the TwinStitch. And what I've got here is, this is the original TwinStitch. And then this summer, recently, I also did a TwinStitch 2. This is the same board, same shape, same everything what I just talked about. But the TwinStitch 2, I did more of a traditional, a shallower, not quite so dug out, shallower single to double, to free it up a little bit. Because what I found is the real heavy concaves, what they'll do, they'll create a lot of grip. And so you can push real hard on everything, but they stay real grippy, sort of like a car with real tight struts and old school, like no power steering type of steering. That's what the original TwinStitch, you really have to, if you're a surfer that really likes to manhandle through turns, that's the one, because that's tight struts, tight steering, you know. And if you're flying through a canyon going fast, in your car, you want that. You want your tight struts and tight steering because you got more control. But if it's a type of scenario where, well, I'm not really a gnarly power broker, and I like to skate and glide and do float smashes and, you know, arcs and stuff, but I'm not doing Pete Mendia stuff. But I have my fair share of glory days in the hot sun, but I'm just not quite so aggro. But I want something that maybe isn't quite so stuck to the face and a little freer, so it'll kind of like skim a little easier through the dead spots. Then that's what I made this one for. This one's really free, and so with lessening the concave just a touch, but keeping everything else the same, including this, including the stringer line rocker through here. It's identical to the TwinStitch version 1, but it just gives it that little bit more freedom to be unstuck and like skim free, but still bear hard into a nice corner up turn. And so these are the two really fun boards that have been a real joy this summertime, and that's how they operate. So Zip Stitch, TwinStitch version 1, heavy concaves, and then TwinStitch version 2 with a little bit more mellower traditional concaves.